Hello and welcome to COBIT5 Foundation Certification Training from One World Training. COBIT stands for Control Objectives for Information and Related Technologies. We would like to first acknowledge ISACA and PeopleCert as we have used their information in this training course. ISACA originally stood for Information Systems Audit and Control Association, but now it is just branded as the acronym ISACA. They are a global professional association and learning organization with over 180,000 members working in a digital trust field or working in digital trust fields such as information security, governance, assurance, risk, privacy, and quality, and others. They operate in several countries, over 180 countries with over 200 chapters in those countries. They are highly recognized for their guidance, credentials that they offer, the education training that they offer, and their large community. They are committed to advancing digital trust by empowering information systems and information technology professionals to grow their skills and knowledge in areas such as audit, cybersecurity, emerging technologies, and others. COBIT, the first version, originally came in the 1990s, somewhere around 1996, followed by version 2 in 1998, version 3 in 2000, and COBIT4 came in 2005. Then they had COBIT 4.1 in 2007. And this one that we are dealing with now, COBIT5, was released in 2012. The latest version, however, is COBIT 2019. However, COBIT5 is still in heavy use even today. In fact, ISACA offers many certifications and certificate. COBIT5 Foundation is known as a certificate. There are other certificates such as IT Audit Fundamentals, IT Risk Fundamentals Certificate from ISACA. And there are certifications from ISACA such as Certified Information Systems Auditor, the well-known CISA, and also CISM, Certified Information Security Manager. Then they have CGEIT, Certified in the Governance of Enterprise IT, and many others. About One World Training. We are a global training and consulting company having offices in the USA, UK, the Netherlands, India, Malaysia, United Arab Emirates, South Africa, and many other countries globally. We provide training in information technology, business management, project management, ISO standards, GDPR, and many other topics for individuals and organizations. One World Training delivers courses in 5 different ways. 1, public classrooms. 2, online or virtual. 3, e-learning, which is self-paced. 4, a mix of e-learning along with support when you need. And 5, on-site for the users for private and government organizations. We are also authorized and endorsed by leading global professional bodies. So PeopleCert, on behalf of whom we offer this course, and on behalf of PeopleCert, we also offer many other trainings such as ITIL, Prince2, Project and Control Environments, that is. Then we have Prince2 Agile, the Agile version of Prince2. Then we have Agile Shift, the Transformation Certificate for Agility, MSP, Managing Successful Programs, MOR, Management of Risk, MOP, P is Portfolios, MOV, V for Value, P3O, Project Program Portfolio Offices. We also have, through PeopleCert, Service Desk certifications such as Service Desk Analyst and Service Desk Manager. We also have the PeopleCert DevOps, PeopleCert Scrum Basic and Advanced, PeopleCert Dev Skills, PeopleCert Lean IT, and then we have the Lean Six Sigma certifications, which are in collaboration with IASSC, the International Association for Six Sigma Certifications. And then we are also accredited by PMI in the US for project management and other certifications, and also by EXIN in Europe. One World Training is also an ACP or an Axelos consulting partner for performing ITIL and P3M3 capability and maturity assessments on businesses as required by them and requested by them. P3M3 stands for Project Program and Portfolio Management Maturity Model. COBIT, we will soon see, it's a business framework for governance and management of enterprise IT. And a little bit more on ISACA. I'll mention that a little later. But first, about the COBIT5 Foundation Certificate exam. It's a rather short exam, 40 minutes, with 50 questions, 50, 1 mark per question. You need to obtain at least 25 correct answers to pass the exam, which is 50% at least. There is no negative marking. It's a closed book exam. It's invigilated. It's online at the PeopleCert site. And we will give you the exam voucher from One World Training. That will allow you to book your exam and schedule it. And we also have a recording that is a separate one on how to book your exam as well. If you do not find it in your e-learning access, make a request to us and we will provide that to you gladly. The exam is mainly based on the ISACA publication titled COBIT5, a business framework for governance and management of enterprise IT. We will see that coming up afterwards as a title for section 1 when we begin our learning. But for the exam, there are also some more supplementary material, but very little from them, just some extracts of just a few pages, and we have covered that also in our courseware. So you're fully covered in this courseware from us. And the second title there is from ISACA again is the COBIT Process Assessment Model for using COBIT5. So in short, it is called COBIT PAM, PAM, Process Assessment Model for using COBIT5. And this is also a good reference, just a few pages from that publication from ISACA. But we have covered that. We have covered that well here, apart from fully covering the COBIT5 main guidance, which is the business framework for governance and management of enterprise IT. Then we have also used another one, the publication titled Enabling Processes Guide from ISACA. We have taken that just to show you some examples afterwards as we move through this course. It will be very valuable for you, even though that publication is not in scope for the exam at all. So let's move on further. The exam is based on level 1 and 2 of the Bloom's taxonomy of learning and testing. This pyramid, as you can see at the bottom, we have level 1, which is to remember concepts, memory recall kind of questions. Level 2 is understanding, going a little bit beyond memory recall and understanding the concepts a bit more. So the questions will only be from these two levels, meaning there will be no questions at level 3, meaning no application questions, or level 4, meaning no analysis questions, or even 5 evaluation questions, or even level 6 creation of something new type of questions. So only level 1 and level 2 are valid for the exam. We will now take a look at the complete certification scheme for COBIT5. The starting point for everybody would be COBIT5 Foundation, and it's this course that we are dealing with right now. You will obtain a good understanding of COBIT principles and concepts, and the IT issues organizations face, and how COBIT can be used to respond to those issues and challenges. And this certificate will demonstrate that you have used and understood the elements of COBIT. You've done them in practice to some extent, and you are prepared to recommend how to apply COBIT for enterprise-wide projects. The next level is COBIT5 implementation. In fact, even COBIT5 Assessor is also at the next level. Both of them require COBIT5 Foundation as a prerequisite. And there's one more at the bottom, implementing the NIST cybersecurity framework using COBIT. That's also another one. For that prerequisite is COBIT5 Foundation. So you have the option to pick up any of these three or all the three as your next step. The COBIT5 implementation, as you can see from the name there, this confirms that you will have the ability to not only understand, but also apply the elements of COBIT5 across an enterprise, and that you have mastered the approach to implementing this governance of enterprise IT, which is based on a continual improvement cycle. However, in this COBIT5 Foundation course also, we will describe a few things about COBIT5 implementation. In the exam, you can even have some questions on that, and you are well covered in this course. But the implementation certification is much more in-depth. Then we have the COBIT5 Assessor. This is about mastery in performing a formal process capability assessment. In fact, ISACA has acquired the CMMI Institute, and they have a very elaborate assessment framework. We're going to look at the COBIT process assessment model as well in this course, but then the COBIT5 assessor certification will take you in depth into that assessment framework and model, so that there's more reliable control over internal processes and provide stakeholders visibility into process capabilities, and leaders in IT can use resources properly, manage them, lead them, direct them properly into service delivery or design, technology implementations, information management, business process transformation, innovation, and so on, and demonstrate value for the enterprise. The last one at the bottom, the implementing NIST cybersecurity framework using COBIT, means the candidate, the certificate holder, understands the goals and content of this cybersecurity framework, first of all, as CSF, and then how to apply the 7 steps of that framework using COBIT. And even for this exam, COBIT5 Foundation is a prerequisite. I must also tell you that even though COBIT5 has been in place since 2012, in 2019, ISACA published COBIT 2019. So it wasn't called COBIT6 or anything like that, but straight COBIT 2019. Certifications are available in COBIT 2019 as well.